Boom Chanka, lads and lasses, how's it going? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another Manchester United transfer update news video for you. Of course, we are fast approaching the January transfer window. Come on, we need some signings, don't we? We need at least a signing in the window to help us maybe have some sort of a title challenge this season. I think Solskjaer's done very well to get us in the title race, which is what we're in at the moment. We're only a couple of points off the top of the league if we win our game in hand. If we win our game in hand against Burnley, of course, we'll go into second. We've got to get past Leeds, of course. But even so, we need to strengthen in January. There is a bunch of news today in terms of Manchester United transfer news. So we're going to get into it, guys. We're going to be bringing back the daily shows to cover, in the build-up to the January transfer window, exactly the ins and outs and the goings-on at Manchester United in the January transfer window. So strap yourselves in, baby, because this one's going to be a screamer. Anyway, let's see who we've got in here live. Sorry I'm a little bit late. Thank you so much, everyone that's getting in here. Let's have a look. We've got Pavel Mitrowski. How you doing? Primot's in here. Says hashtag Ollie in. Absolutely. Anuj comments, Michael Collins, he doesn't want to take a small team job. I don't know who you're talking about there. Probably some melter. Ellie's in the house as well. How are you doing? Primot, Kayam, Anuj, exclusive, Roshmano, Guglielmo Sola, Silva, Primot, Aaron Homeyard, Shazad Ahmed, Lee Wesley, Scujo 1, John Wayne, Jack W, Funksia, Will Rodwell, Ben Dorr, Paul Clayton, Nick Millisev, and everyone else. Thank you very much for getting here. Sorry I'm a few minutes late, guys. I've had all sorts of issues with this green screen shite behind me. Tempted to just rip it down and paint a mural, to be honest with you. Some sort of mural to, you know, Alex Ferguson or something. But anyway, I hope you're all having a good day. Let's just get smack bang into it then. Pavel Mitrowski, oh dear. Oh no, he says, Poch will have us playing champagne football. Really? He'll probably get us playing bloody lemonade football, though, and knowing that, Mel. He won't have, he's a budget manager, that bloke. He's going to get us playing bloody lemonade football. Never mind champagne football, son. Forget that. We got the Magnum at the club right now. That's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, mate. What more do you need? With everything Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's been up against, the owners, the fans, the inner workings of the club, it's not an ideal situation for a manager, I don't think. With all those intricacies considered of the inner workings of a football club, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's done about as bloody good as anybody could have done in this situation. I'm just going to say it right now, with the shackling nature of our owners, etc. But anyway, hashtag Ollie in, lads and lasses. Can we just get some hashtag Ollie ins in the live chat? Tactician Tom, my brother, how you doing there, mate? He says, yes, love that the transfer videos are back. Yes, they are indeed. They're going to be back daily, everybody. Probably going to do them a little bit earlier. Green screen. Probably going to do them a little bit earlier than this, though, daily around about 4 p.m. So keep a lookout. And also, we're going to do nighttime videos as well, as and when there's breaking news. We usually like to do them around about 8:30 p.m, 9 p.m, somewhere around there, because there's usually a lot of news that comes out around about that time between 9 and, say, 11 p.m, etc. Gungshi, how the devil are you today? Says, get in there, my pig. Thank you so much. Caden's Graphics says, hashtag Ollie in. Thank you very much, Rushmano. So then, lads and lasses, I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer, but please do us a favour and smash us a like on the video at the start of the vid before we've got going. Smash a little thumbs up on it. That'll give us a boost. And also, smash a 1 in the live chat if you think, actually no, smash the number of players in the live chat, 1, 2, 3, whatever you think. Smash the number of players, 0, that you think Manchester United will actually sign in the January transfer window. What number do you think? I'm going to say 1. Actually, we're not counting Traore here. We've already signed him. We're not counting Traore here. I'm going for 1. I think we'll sign one other player other than that. Gregory French says -2. Gungshi says maybe 1. Kayam says 0. Nick Millisev says 1. Scujo says 0. Paul Clayton says 2. He's feeling optimistic. Good man, Paul. Michael Aspin thinks 2. The fact of the matter is, I think Manchester United need a couple of players in the window. Now, we could definitely do with another centre-back, because we know that Victor Lindelof is just not up to the task, unfortunately. And Slavia Maguire, bloody hell. I mean, we got absolutely bent over for that 80 million, didn't we, on that one? It's turned out. Sorry to say, I still hope he's going to come good, but realistically, he's doing the basics fundamentally wrong for United a lot of the time. And we're not going to blame him massively for that goal that Henderson conceded yesterday. I do think that was mostly Henderson's fault. But at the end of the day, Maguire's form over the last year since he's been here, and certainly since, he's the captain of United, has not been up to scratch. So we definitely need to get somebody in January, in my opinion. if we want to be able to mount a serious title challenge, because you can't compete with the top teams unless you've got a very, very solid backline, no matter how good your forward line is. We saw that again in that game against Sheffield United. Think about this. Henderson's made that mistake at the start. Of course, we have been undone again later on in the game, which is another bit of poor defending. Mistakes, individual errors happening. And the problem with that is, if we had conceded at the end there, Henderson made a great save, we'd have lost 2 points in that game against Sheffield United, who've only got a bloody point this season. So, although that was a good result and a decent performance, crikey, we only just got over the line in that one. And do you know why we only got over the line? It's not because of our attacking prowess lacking anything. No, our attackers are fantastic. We've got Martial, Rashford, Cavani, Bruno, Greenwood. We've got fantastic attacking options. We've got fantastic creative options in the side as well. I mean, look at Pogba's performance the other day. Okay, we're only playing against Sheffield United there, and he's put himself in the shop window, but he's a great creative player. You've got Donny, Bruno, of course. So we've got options up there. It's not the problem is creating the goals, in my opinion. We can cut any team open, really, I think. But the problem is the back line. The problem is the vulnerabilities you have at the back. Players like Maguire and Lindelof, who are exposing us week in, week out with individual errors. And you can say what you want about Solskjaer's coaching and the zonal marking and all this type of stuff. I didn't see any evidence of an issue with the zonal marking in the game the other day. I just saw an issue with the individual errors. Lindelof making a hash of that headed clearance, etc., etc. Maguire passing it back to Henderson, Henderson not clearing it. Individual errors which cost us. And unfortunately, when you have players who are not top tier, who are not really good enough to be Manchester United's two starting centre-backs, in my opinion. If you look at the United centre-backs of old, Rios and Vidic's, etc., they're nowhere near that standard. So we are always going to be up against it in games, especially when you're coming up against the big teams. And look, this Leeds game at the weekend, crikey, I'm worried about that one. Leeds cut teams open, they play attacking football, they've just come up from the Championship, but I'm worried about it because of our shitty backline, guys. So I think most of us know that the biggest issues at the back. I would like to think that we're going to go and get somebody like Upamecano in January. But anyway, let's get on to the news and stuff, mate. Let's get on to the news. Thank you guys for tuning in here and getting involved. We've got our news comments. Matic also played well yesterday. He has got good pace. Well, I don't know if he has got good pace and Matic have ever been used in the same sentence before, but I tell you what, he does work his socks off for the team and he does have good stamina, etc. for a big lad. He gets himself around. Gary Wells comments, zonal marking is crap. Well, look, it may well be, but you can do it a lot better than we've done it. I think that's because the individual pieces within the puzzle have a melt. How's it going, Ubdav Sampath? Good evening, Pig. What did I miss? Just came on now. You haven't missed a thing, my friend. I've just been talking cod for the last few minutes, but we're going to get into the main news now, lads and lasses. Aaron Homeout thinks Maguire is a slow, good centre-back, but he hasn't got good pace. Absolutely. I mean, let's just have a little vote in the live chat, lads and lasses. If you could stick with one of the two current centre-backs that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seems to favour in Manchester United's backline, if you had to stick with one of them, who would it be? Would it be Maguire or would it be Lindelof? So we've got Twanzebe at the club. He could potentially come in and partner one of those guys. We've also got Mengi coming through the ranks, but realistically, we need to go out there and sign another centre-back. But who would it be to keep out of Maguire and Lindelof? Because it's unrealistic that Solskjaer is going to be able to go out there and sign two defenders, you know what I mean? Fire Up comments, Maguire weighs like a slab. And News comments Lindelof, so you'd keep Lindelof. I mean, Lindelof's a really good ball-playing centre-back. He's got some strengths about him. What I don't like about him is his defensive abilities, which is a bit of an issue when you're a defender, because in the air, he's not good. I think Maguire's better in the air. On the ball, he's really good. You know, he's got a good range of passing. He's got good vision, etc. So does Harry Maguire, to be fair to him. But neither of them, I don't know, Lindelof's got more pace about him, Maguire's too damn slow. It's difficult, isn't it? In my opinion, they're both not good enough for Manchester United. So, realistically, I'd like to see perhaps Twanzebe given that role. Oh, shit. And then maybe somebody bought in to go and partner him for the long term, because I think Twanzebe's good enough. Pavel Mitrowski says Lindelof. Shazad Ahmed says Lindelof. Fair play, lads. Paul Clayton comments, we have to beat dirty Leeds on Sunday. Please don't swear in my live chat, Paul Clayton, by saying the word Leeds. Nice one, Paul. Yes, we do. Okay, yeah, Jonathan Gallagher says, I'd sell both. Gungshi says, Lindelof, I'd sell both too. If we could, if there was anybody stupid enough out there to buy him off of us, then yes, I would too. But the problem is, guys, this is the problem we've got with Maguire in particular. We could sell Lindelof, to be fair, but with Maguire in particular it's the Phil Jones effect, guys. He's too damn shit. Nobody would want to buy him. Certainly not for anywhere near the money that we paid for him. You might be able to cut your losses at 30 or 40 million or something like that and get bent over and lose half your money that you paid for him. But the problem is he's on big wages as well. You know, you have to remember he's United's captain. I don't actually know what wages he's on, to be honest, off the top of my head. I should have looked into that. But I know that he's on a lot of wages, my friends. And are there going to be any other clubs out there that would be interested in paying him those wages? I very much doubt it. Michael Collins says Twanzebe can't stay fit. Well, this is the same problem we've got with Eric Bailly, to be fair. Yeah? And you're right, this is why we need to bring more reinforcements in. Because we do have injury issues in the back line. That's why you're seeing that partnership of Maguire and Lindelof so freely, because they are not injury prone. Whereas people like Twanzebe, people like Eric Bailly, these guys are getting injured all too often. I actually think Eric Bailly is the best defender out of the bunch that we've got there at the moment. But he's always in and out of the team. You can't rely on him to be fit for a season. It's a good point, Michael Collins, lad. Cameron Ketch, how are we doing today? All good, Cameron. I hope you're all fantastic. Simon Cowie, as well, getting in here. Great to see you. Kyan comments, Lindelof, so Bruno gets the armband. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Maguire's not captain material. If you're going to be the captain of United, yeah, you've got to have leadership qualities, you've got to have character, you've got to be vocal, all these things, but you've also got to be good. It's hard to lead when you're an absolute melter, isn't it? It's hard to really for your teammates and everybody to have faith in you when you're the one who's melting regularly. You know what I mean? It's like we've got the blind leading the blind out there at the moment, or the slab leading the blind or something. I don't know. But either way, Slabby Maguire isn't a great leader for Manchester United based on the fact he's not actually good enough himself as an individual to really demand any sort of level from his teammates. You know what I mean? Whereas Bruno is the type of player that will drive his teammates forward and will demand from his teammates and can demand from his teammates, because it's hard to demand from your teammate when you're the one who's got the problem, you know what I mean? It's hard for me when I'm burning my toast and overcooking my eggs and all that stuff to tell Gordon Ramsay to step his game up and make a better freaking all-day breakfast for me, you know what I mean? So I do think that is a bit of an issue we've got at the club. Gungshi's comments, Bruno was made to be our captain. Bruno was made for me, everybody tells us. So he's awesome. He is the captain. He is the leader. He is the best player we got in the team. He's one of the best players in the league already. He's proven that over the last 11 months. The guy's a don, isn't he? Smash a 69 in the live chat, guys, if you think that it should be the case that Bruno Fernandes is the captain of Manchester United. Smash a 69 if you want Bruno as your captain, basically. Rajon comments, bring back Rio and Vidic. I mean, I would argue that you could stick a 40-odd-year-old Nemanja Vidic and a Rio Ferdinand in there tomorrow and they do as well as some of these guys. Oh, my goodness me. Right then, by the way, please do us a favour if you're tuning in. I'm going to get into all the latest transfer news now, guys. We're going to do this daily transfer breakdowns of all the latest goings on, ins and outs of Manchester United in the build-up and during the January transfer window. So do get involved with these daily videos. We should be back tomorrow around about 4 p.m. And if there's any breaking news and stuff of an evening, we'll get on around about sort of 9 p.m. as well and let you know the latest goings on. But tonight, there might not be one, but tomorrow, you know, there should be a couple of videos just because we've got a bunch of FIFA to play later and it's a nightmare. All these 69s coming in here. Well, hello there. Scujo1, Lee Wesley, Fire Up, Kelly, how you doing? Berber, AMC, Dougie Fresh, Ashley Bell. Everyone wants Bruno as captain. It's bloody obvious. It's never been more obvious. He had his opportunity to strip Maguire after that whole Mykonos incident, but he chose not to. Fair play. He chose to keep the faith in him, but I think it's a mistake in the end. Anyway, let's get on to the transfer news. So, Fabrizio Romano tweeted out about 29 minutes ago and said, Amad Diallo has finally received his passport. The deadlines have been respected. He will fly to Manchester United in January to complete his move to Man United. 25 million euros plus 15 million euros in add-ons to Atalanta. Come on, my son, get in there. So technically, we've already got our first signing of the January transfer window, but we all knew that we were signing him. This was already agreed in the summer window. But it was a little bit delayed, I think, or there's some concerns about maybe work permits and passports and all this sort of stuff being done in time to be able to bring him in at the start of the January transfer window. Well, it looks like it's all good. Fabrizio giving us an update there and saying he's finally received his passport and the deadlines have been respected and such and such. And he will fly to Manchester United in January to complete his move to Man United. So I think, 40 million euros is a lot of money to pay for an 18-year-old who we don't know that much about. But if you do look at his statistics, if you do look at his just some highlights and footage of the guy, I think he's a very talented young player. Is he somebody that could come in and play in Manchester United's team right now, tomorrow? Maybe from the bench, yes. I mean, I'm looking at Facundo Pellistri, thinking he's not ready. I'm sorry, I know he's got some good moves and good skills and stuff, but if you actually look at his stats and the games he's had for Penarol over in Uruguay, there's nothing to say that he's ready or can do anything. And there's not much to say that Diallo is, to be honest, but I think he can maybe come and he seems to have a little bit more about him in terms of his development and also his ability right now than Facundo Pellistri, in my opinion. I've only seen a little bit of both, to be fair. And he's not going to dislodge Greenwood from the side on the right-hand side of the pitch, but as a backup, as somebody that can come in and play occasionally, you know, maybe in some cup games, maybe off the bench, yes, he'd be a great option. And I think he will come in and be involved in the first team. What do you guys think? Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that Amad Diallo Traore is going to be involved in the first team for the rest of the season. What do you guys think about that one? Do you know what? I'm just going to get the comments up on my phone here, guys, because they're not loaded on my PC for some reason here. But yes, I do think that... oh, here we go. Kyan with the 1, Michael Dallett with the 2, Aaron Homyard with the 1, Rajan with the 2, Shazza with the 2. So a lot of you not thinking that he's going to be capable of getting in United first team. Personally, I think he'll be used as a backup substitute and he will get some game time. Problem is, we've got a lot of players in that position who are not really up to scratch. And so, I'm sorry, I don't really know if we want another one who's really not up to scratch, but there you go. What I mean by that is players like Dan James. Dan James, mate, he's freaking bang averagely gash, isn't he, for United, unfortunately. Maybe a good future ahead of him. Good backup option right now, but that's it. And to be fair, if he's getting a little bit annoyed at not getting much game time, then maybe he'd look to go out on loan. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. And also players like Jesse Lingard, who we'll also talk about a little bit in this video as well. He's not getting any game time. Diallo's coming in. Facundo Pellistri's coming in. Greenwood's there. These guys are not really going to get game time. Well, they should not get game time anyway. People like Lingard. Last Avenger says, I'd use him in the Europa League. Well said, sir. Yes, this is the thing. Like, we've got a lot of different competitions to use these players in. Depending on who we get. I mean, look, Real Sociedad is obviously a very tough tie. You can't be really chucking Diallo in a big game like that. I mean, Sociedad are actually top of La Liga at the moment, so that is not a good draw for us at all. A couple of years ago, you know, we would have been laughing with a draw against Real, suck off your dad. If when David Moyes was in charge, etc., we'd have been bloody loving a bit of Ginger Goblin action. But unfortunately, right now, they're actually a really good team, so I think that's going to be difficult. But anyway, yes, we have got Diallo Traore. It's confirmed, well, not confirmed 100%, but as I say, it's understood he will be signing and ready to complete his move on January opening transfer day for 25 million euros and 15 million euros in add-ons. So Amad Diallo will be a Manchester United player in January. Come on, that's a good sign for the future anyway. Gunshi says, Dan James looked promising at first, but all he seems to have is pace. Indeed, he is the definizione of a headless chicken, isn't he? He really is. He will run and run and run and run into a corner and lay an egg, and that'll be it. He won't be able to get a ball in there or anything. Unfortunately, he's a runner. He's a sprinter. Andrew Costa's Leeds a dangerous side if we give them space. Oh, maybe Atletico are top now, Gunshi. But either way, they're right at the top there, Sociedad. They're having a good old time. Steven says, how do you rate this player and who did he last play for? So if you're talking about Diallo Traore, I mean, I've only seen probably as much as you guys have in terms of a few clips on YouTube and things like that. And when it was announced that we signed him previously in the summer, he hadn't exactly had a lot of game time to really call upon. I think he'd had 7 appearances for Atalanta, and he'd been mostly playing in the youth leagues and stuff like that. But from what we understand, he's got great technical ability. From what you can see in videos, he's got great technical ability. It'll probably take him a year or two to really develop. He's still growing as an individual, as a human, as a player. And it's probably taken him a couple of years to really, in my opinion, get in there. You know, kind of like Ronaldo. When Ronaldo came in, I'm not saying he's going to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo, but when Ronaldo came in from Sporting all those years ago, he had unbelievable talent, but he was very raw. Ferguson had to chip away at the unnecessary, really, chip away at the excess, and mould him and mould him into that player that we came to love. But initially, he had a lot of raw talent, but it still takes a while to adapt, to learn and learn the new football culture and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not expecting him to be like this player that comes in and just starts tearing teams apart. Unfortunately, I think we'll probably see him sporadically over the next 6 months. I think he will probably be ahead of the likes of Facundo Pellistri in terms of the pecking order. And it's likely that he'll play because the couple of players that we've got backing up the likes of Mason Greenwood right now are probably going to be out the door very, very soon. Which brings me on to my next point, really. Hey Dero, I personally think Diallo's probably got more potential than Pellistri. What do you guys think? It's a good question. Hey Dero official says, Pig, who's better and a better talent, Diallo or Pellistri? I mean, we haven't really seen too much from them, have we? Unless you've been watching the Man United youth games, etc. Pellistri on the receiving end of a drubbing by Chelsea, etc. But, you know, it's like, we haven't seen enough from him yet, guys. Not in the top team, the first team, not in the top competition or anything like that. We just don't know. But have your say. I personally think Diallo Traore's got much more about him. Facundo Pellistri excites me, but at the same time, his stats, etc., over in Uruguay and in a farmers' league, no disrespect, really just doesn't fill me with much confidence for anything right now. Michael Collins says he's like 19 years old. It's extremely rare for a teenager to come in and boss it in the Prem. Absolutely, yes. It's not gonna happen. It'll be used sporadically, I think, and brought along slowly. Rushmano says Diallo 100%. Shazad says Diallo. It's a tough one, says Mensley. Pellistri says Lee Wesley. Fair play. Diallo says Steve FC. Simon Carey says James was bought as a backup player, and after a few seasons, he would improve. Look, I agree with you, man, but let's just look into the facts, right? Dan James has been bloody bang averagely gash, and I know he's been brought in as a backup player, but why has he been given starts by Solskjaer? Not recently, to be fair, but I think Solskjaer's learned he's just not ready to start at this level, and that's not anything against Dan James. He's come up from the Championship for a bargain price of 15 million. We're not going to lose out on that. He's a good Welsh young player. He's going to get better, and you're not going to lose out on that, you know what I mean? So it wasn't really a risk or a gamble or anything like that. Plus, I agree with you. I think give him a couple of more seasons, he'll be a good player. It's just that he just needs to get some sort of intelligence to his game. I call it the Raheem Sterling effect. Look at Raheem Sterling when he was a teenager. He was an absolute headless chicken. He was great at beating people, getting down the wing, etc. But the final product completely lacking. Same with Daniel James. Raheem improved markedly over the next few years, though. So I'm hoping Dan James will do too. He's a bit older, though. The problem with Dan James is he's not good enough for United's team right now. Just use him as a sub and watch him develop, I guess. Or we'll get onto this news, or loan him out, guys. Simple as that. Loan him out. In fact, there's reports resurfacing this week of Manchester United and Leeds United potentially being involved or having discussions about a loan move for Daniel James to Leeds United. I don't want to see that happen personally. I'd still rather keep Daniel James around the club and use him as a backup like we've discussed. But maybe it would be good for Daniel James in a way if he's going to get game time. We understand Bielsa's a big fan of Daniel James. Leeds United would be interested in a player like that with that raw pace, etc. And yeah, he very nearly did join Leeds United. In fact, I think it got to as close as him actually going to the club, but there were just some issues right at the last moment. This is before he signed for Manchester United, which made it impossible to happen. I can't quite remember what happened now, but he has had interest in joining Leeds before. I'm not saying it's going to be a transfer, but on loan, maybe there is some reports of Daniel James going to Leeds United on loan in January. So the reports are surfacing. I mean, like the Telegraph were reporting it today. The Wales International was featured just 6 times in all competitions this season. And since moving to United from Swansea City during the summer of 2019, James has shown glimpses of brilliance, but he still has flaws in his game. Absolutely right. But to be fair, you know, he has looked good for Wales on international duty. That's one thing you've got to say about him. He's done well when he's performed for his country. Maybe we haven't been using him correctly. A lot of people suggest that Dan James' best position is on the left wing. We have played him a couple of times there this season, but mostly since he's come in from last season, we played him on the right, really. So maybe we've not done him the best service, but at the same time, I just don't think he's quite good enough right now. What do you guys think? Is Dan James good enough right now? Yes or no? Obviously, it's a no, isn't it, guys? Sorry to say. Mensley comments, Brandon Williams might get loaned out too. Mensley, thank you very much for the comment and giving me the information here. I've also got that loan information here. We have got... I'll get into the loan transfers out now then, and then we'll go back to some of the other players that we are linked to, but you're absolutely right. So Brandon, wait a second. So Daniel James is linked to Leeds United on loan in January. Brandon Williams is linked to Leverkusen, with the possibility of Brandon Williams going out on loan in January to the German side Bayer Leverkusen. It's understood because we've got Alex Telles in the side, Luke Shaw's obviously coming back into it. But what I like about Brandon Williams, I mean, remember we have got Diogo Dallo out on loan at AC Milan, who would be our favourable backup right back. Who else we got? Timothy Fosu-Mensah, etc. But realistically, Brandon Williams would be the main deputy for Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back, wouldn't he? If you have got Aaron Wan-Bissaka injured or unavailable, who are you going to play at right back then? You're not really going to play Luke Shaw or Alex Telles at right back. They're going to be fighting out for that left back position, or maybe even in a 3-5-2 system, Luke Shaw playing in the centre back, whatnot. But they're going to be over that side of the pitch. How about on the right side of the pitch? If Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets a knock, who have we got to go in there? Well, Ethan Laird's another one. We've got some young options, but Brandon Williams seems to be the good backup option for me. Me personally, even though Brandon Williams, to be fair to him, he's not getting any game time. He's not barely played at all this season, So for his own development, it probably makes sense to go out on loan to a club like Bayer Leverkusen, a good team, get the experience, get some game time, play some games, and not be sitting on the bench and just twiddling your thumbs at United, which is what he would do if he stays, unfortunately, this season, unless there is a big injury to somebody. So me personally, though, I kind of don't want him to go out on loan because I just think we might need him. I think he's a good young player. He's only 20. He's getting better. I was impressed with some of his spells in games last season. He's still learning and developing. He's not got hardly any experience whatsoever. But for somebody with his level of experience, he's doing pretty well. He did pretty well last season being thrown into the side. He was one of the sort of breakout youngsters of the season. Of course, nowhere near the level of Greenwood, but he definitely established himself as a name within the side last year. So I would be disappointed to see him go out on loan. But at the same time, it would be interesting, and he would get game time, hopefully. Leverkusen have been in good form in the Bundesliga. They're sitting top of the league after 12 matches, 1 point ahead of returning champions Bayern Munich at the moment. So, would he be going to a good team? Yes. Would he be developing? Yes. Would he get game time? Well, hopefully. There'd be no point of sending him out there on loan if he's not going to be playing pretty much every game. So I don't know really if they would have the space in their team for him. It's also known that House and Hutel at Southampton are also big admirers of Brandon Williams, and maybe they would be interested in taking him on loan as well, but it's unlikely. And he's also been linked to Steve Bruce's Newcastle United. So there you go. There's the rundown on Brandon Williams, everybody, just to give you the latest transfer information and news on Brandon. It's believed that in January there's a host of clubs that are interested in taking him out on loan. What do you guys think, lads and lasses? Would you loan Brandon Williams out, or would you keep him? Just write loan or keep in the live chat. Thank you so much, Rosh Mano. He says, smash a like for the pig. Yes, if you're just joining us, everyone, please do hit the thumbs up button on the video. There's nearly about 100 of you legends in here already. Thanks for joining us. We're going to break down all the latest Manchester United transfer news and all that kind of stuff. Hey, Dero says, nah. Loan, says Steve FC. Michael Collins says loan. Shazad Ahmed says loan. Hey Dira says keep him. Pacer says loan. A Dead Channel says definitely loan. Hey Dira says keep him. It's pretty mixed, isn't it? Loan to give him experience as fire. It's pretty mixed, but I suppose we could always recall him. If it's the type of loan where you've got the ability to recall them, then why the hell not? It doesn't really matter then, especially if it's to a Premier League team. It's not really that much of an issue if you went to Newcastle or Southampton for the remainder of the season, in all honesty. You can't play against us. Maybe you help those teams against some of our rivals, and we can always call him back pretty quickly, as long as that's not, in the terms of the loan move that he's got to stay if they're paying a fee or whatnot, and he has to stay for the remainder. So, yeah, look, I can live with that, to be perfectly honest with you, if Brandon Williams was to go out on loan. And then, guys, let's get into the other main loan news then. It's understood as well, Jesse Lingard could be on his way out in January. As we were talking about the lack of game times for players like James Lingard, he's one of the players that is understood to be a bit frustrated at the lack of chances at Manchester United. Now, we know Lingard loves playing for a big club like Manchester United. He doesn't really justify it with his performances, unfortunately. Lingard's bloody gas-tastic, my friend. Sorry to say. He's a nice lad, fair play to him. He's not a teenager anymore. He might look and act like a teenager, to be fair. He looks like a young lad still. But he's most definitely not. He's an experienced player who should be in the best peak years of his career right now. And unfortunately, guys, we're just seeing a toilet fest every time he's out there. So I'm sick of it. I think he should be sold, never mind loaned out. But the problem with Jesse is he's on big money. There's not many teams that are going to come in and take him. He hasn't got long left on his contract anyway, actually, so he'll probably be departing soon enough. But if United are not going to play him, he's on big money, 6 figures a week. It's understood we'd like to save that money and not pay Jesse Lingard the entirety of it. Does that mean another team would come in and pay all of his wages? Probably not, but they could pay a good percentage of his wages to go and take him on loan. And the team that is most interested in signing him right now, it's being reported, MEN were reporting earlier today, that Sheffield United are interested in signing Manchester United forward Jesse Lingard on a loan move in the January transfer window. Yeah, Pavel Matrasky, Williams is a passion merchant, like Tommy. Totally agree. I love the passion, to be fair. You know, we need that. Lingard's 28, by the way. I said he was 27, didn't I? He's 28, my son. Lingard's 28. He's an experienced old man of the game, man. Fucking hell, guys. Now, he really doesn't act like it on or off the pitch. He doesn't have any presence about him like a 28-year-old, but he is an experienced 28-year-old. Remember that. So when you think of Jesse Lingard being this young squad rotationary player who's going to get better, I think that those days have gone, my friends. He might get a little bit better over the next couple of years with the experience, but realistically, the ceiling has been hit. And guess what? It's a freaking low ceiling, even if you were a midget, to be honest with you, my friends. Because he's not been good enough and he's not lived up to it and he's never been good enough, unfortunately. He had one good season under Jose Mourinho, actually, fair play to him. Other than that, he's gash. So I would like to see him sold, but if that's not possible, or, you know, leave on a free at the end of his contract, of course. But United, if we could get something for him, that would be good. Maybe a loan move would do him good, put him in the shop window. We're not going to play him. He's only ever going to be used as a sporadic backup for Manchester United. So if you stick him out there on loan this summer, this January, and have him the rest of the season playing football, maybe that will just ignite the interest from another team who would come in and buy Jesse Lingard from you in the summer, or who would be interested in taking him later on. So I think it's good for the player, it's good for the club, it's good for anybody if he goes out on loan. And Chris Wilder's understood to be very interested in, and also it says here on MEN that he's spoken to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at length after Tuesday night's 3-2 defeat, and is understood that he's very interested in bringing Lingard in January when the window opens. Of course, they are just completely gashed out at the bottom of the table, for want of a better expression. They are languishing at the foot of the table in the Premier League right now. Not gashed out, they're languishing. And they've only got a point out of 13 games, so they're probably going down. Lingard, it would be a good experience for him. He'd be playing every single game. Can he fight and help this team stay up somehow? Whereas at United, he's not going to play any football, guys. He's barely going to play. He might play the odd cup game here, or he might play the odd late appearance here. But Solskjaer, I think he's learned. Lingard's not up to the standard, my friends. He's not going to play him anymore. There was a spell last season where Solskjaer was adamant he's going to bloody play Jesse Lingard. And I was disgusted by it because week in, week out, Jesse was not performing. But I think Solskjaer's learned that Jesse's just not going to perform. So I would actually welcome this. I would love to see Sheffield United coming in January and bring in Jesse Lingard. And also the Sheffield United squad has actually got a lot of players in it who, you know, have had these types of moves and stuff like that, where they've gone on to sign them from loan moves and things like that. So you never even know. It could lead to Sheffield United maybe signing Jesse Lingard, whether it's in the Championship or not. Pavel thinks Wilder out, fair play. Simon Cowie comments, the Ollie Outers and Ollie Out Brigade must be going insane with Ollie pushing us into a title challenge in his second season. Better than Mourinho, LVG and Moyes. Hashtag Ollie in. Hashtag in Ollie we trust. Come on, my son. What a comment, lad. Comment of the day, Simon Cowie. You're right. The Ollie Outers, mate. Go back under your rock. Lynette Giggs, how are you doing today as well? Honey Badger, what's going on? Yeah, nice one. Okay then, guys, so let's get into it. Do us a favour, smash the like on it. There's over 100 of you legends in here. Smash the thumbs up button on it. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Should we loan out Jesse Lingard in January to Sheffield United, everybody? What's your thoughts and opinions on Jesse Lingard going to Sheffield United? Do you think it will happen? The problem is Jesse seems pretty content on being at Manchester United and being a Manchester United player. I think he likes the whole Hollywood aspect of being a big club player. So whether or not he would want to go, the fact is Jesse's going to collect his paycheck and he's going to train, he's going to get to do what he does and do his social media posts and sell his clothing brand and all that, regardless of whether he's playing in United's team or not. So it's up to the player whether he wants to play football or whether he just wants to sit and collect a paycheck ready for the next 6 months. Because he's not going to get any game time at United, in my opinion, very occasionally anyway. Steven says no. John Dean says no. I'll drive in there myself, says Honey Badger. Lynette Gig says yes. I actually welcome it because, yes, we need depth in the team. We're talking about, we're going to loan out you know, we're going to loan out all these different players. We're going to loan out Jesse Lingard, Dan James, you know, and what would happen if we actually did have some sort of injury crisis? Well, then we give the opportunities to some of the youngsters in the side then. People like Diallo, Traore, who's coming in January. People like Facundo Pellistri. I would much rather see, if we had an injury crisis and say Greenwood couldn't play on the right and Cavani and Martial weren't available or something, I'd much rather see us give the opportunity to a Diallo, Traore or a Facundo Pellistri, much rather than Jesse Lingard, because he's proven gash. You know what you're going to get with him. You're not going to get football. Oh, you're not going to get good enough standard football from the lad, unfortunately. Whereas with these youngsters, you never know, they might be able to step up, a la Mason Greenwood or Brando last season. You know, there's a lot of good young players that can come in and they've got something to prove and they've got actually a bit of backbone and determination about them. And a lot of it's the character. And if you've got a really hungry, determined young player who's given an opportunity, like playing a game in Manchester United's first team for the first ever time, crikey, you might just get yourselves an awesome performance out of them. So that's my humble opinion on it. Hey, how's it going, Ice Queen Games? I hope you're okay. John Dean says Lingard to Rangers. Yeah. Liverpool, Sadio Mane. Just to remind you lot, Liverpool top of the league and Klopp is the best manager in the world. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, my goodness me, mate. What's that all about, bro? Yes, you won the league once in 30 years. Well done. Oh, let's all just have a bloody mangasm over that. No, how about no? How about no? Anyway, let's get into it. So, do you know what? Brandon Williams has actually made 41 appearances for United in all competitions since breaking into the first team. Wow. Did you know that, guys? Brandon Williams has played 41 games for United. Anyway, that just popped up there. But anywho, so Jesse Lingard potentially going out on loan in January. I think this would be a good move for everybody involved. Brandon Williams going out to maybe Leverkusen, Southampton are interested, Newcastle are interested. Look, I'm interested to a degree in that, but if he's going to get steady game time and play games, but at the same time, I don't want to see United in a position where we are left lacking and needing a player in that area. So I'm not too sure about that one. And then the other one, Daniel James to Leeds United. I mean, if it was anybody else, if another team comes in for Daniel James, I'd be interested in it. But I don't want to help Leeds United out in any way. Leeds are scum at the end of the day, guys. We don't want to be helping Leeds United and Bielsa out at all. So me personally, I wouldn't want to see Daniel James go on loan. So there's the three biggest bits of news in terms of outs in January for Manchester United in terms of loan deals. Yeah, that's right. AMC Dougie says I'd maybe try McTominay in defence. I mean, fair enough. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, maybe. But he did play there for Scotland and stuff. I just don't feel that myself. I just don't feel that at all. Anyway, right. Okay, then. Here we go. So there's a couple of other Manchester United bits of news here which I want to discuss. So just to give you the rundown, if you're just joining us, Amad Diallo Traore has finally received his passport. Deadlines have been respected. He's going to fly to Manchester in January to complete his move to Man United for 25 million euros and 15 million euros in add-ons from Atalanta. So that's all great news. Diallo Traore is going to be a red at the start of the January transfer window. Lingard linked with a loan away. Brandon Williams linked with a loan away. Dan James linked with a loan away in January. Okay then, Manchester United are being linked to Yves Bissouma, as well as Liverpool, Manchester United, Liverpool and Monaco, as well as a couple of Spanish clubs are understood to be monitoring and interested in the Brighton midfielder. So Yves Bissouma, I haven't watched him play that much this season, but he does seem like a good young player. You know, he's got a good future ahead of him, let's be honest now, but he's 24 years of age, Malian professional footballer, plays for Brighton and Hove Albion. Before that he played for LOSC or Lille, you know, over in France. So look, what do you guys think? He's a good player, isn't he? He's a good player, but is he the right option for us right now? I mean, it's not exactly the most ambitious of signings. I agree, MC Dougie Fresh, we don't really need him. Like, he is a good player. He does seem good. He probably will get significantly better. But do I really see him being a proper breakthrough talent? Is he going to be the replacement for, like, Paul Pogba eventually? He's probably just going to be another squad player. So it's not really who I want to see come in right now. I don't know what you guys think about it. Fire Up says Gashuma. Steve at FC says no. But Pavel Mitrovsky says Bissouma's a million times better than McSideways. Well, McSideways. Well, look, maybe, but we haven't really seen what he can do in a big club. That's the thing. When you're in, you know, for Brighton, maybe maybe it's easier to look better. You know, it's a smaller pool. If you're a big fish in a little pond, maybe it's easier to look better. I don't know. But look, he's a good player in the Premier League. He's been doing good stuff. And Michael Collins says, Brighton are 16th. I'll pass on any of their players. To be fair with you, Michael Collins, I know what you're saying, but it's not really how it works, though, is it? Because you can have a great individual within a shit team. That does happen. You know, look at Jack Grealish last season. Villa almost got relegated, but he had a big hand in keeping them up. He was a standout. Nathan Ake at Bournemouth, he's another standout last season. They had a shit torrid time, but he looked really good throughout the season, to be fair, even though they conceded a shitload. So I know what you're saying, but at the same time, you can get these gems from these lower clubs. Definitely, you've seen it done. You've seen it done time and time again. In fact, so I wouldn't just rule it out just because of Brighton are down there. To be fair, nice one. Transfer update pick. Thank you, Rush Mano. Much appreciated. Let me go and check this out. Rush Mano's just sent me some more live breaking news. Open talks, just mate. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, nice. Oh, brilliant stuff. Okay, so there's a bit more news in regards to some more Manchester United news being reported by Duncan Castles here. Manchester United have opened discussions over the potential January transfer of Ecuador international Moises Caicedo. Very interesting, mate. Moisey Caicedo. Very interesting. Another Moisey in the house, eh? Wow, okay. Well, very interesting. So to give you the rundown of Moisey Caicedo and who he is, he's 19 years of age. He plays in central midfield. He's Ecuadorian. And to be fair, you know, he's not a player that I know a great deal about, in all honesty. He plays for Independiente, does he? Oh, no, wait, that's last season. Anyway, yeah, fair enough. Well, that's another link we've got there. So, a 19-year-old, it looks like we're looking at midfield options anyway. He's a central midfielder as well. Paul Pogba's understood to be probably going out in the summer, if not January. I don't think January's going to really be that realistic. It's understood that the summer is more likely. It's being reported today from various sources that United are going to have to wait until the summer to get rid of Paul Pogba. Juventus are unlikely to sign him in January right now. And it's understood, you know, they're going to have to get rid of Ronaldo and some other players maybe to finance it. Well, not finance it, but they're going to have to look at their finance and maybe sack off Ronaldo. But when they're not wanting to do that right now, probably be in the summer. So in terms of Juventus signing Pogba, which is probably his most likely destination, it looks like that won't be happening until the summer. Let's hope in January we could possibly do that, as long as we go and get somebody else. But that's why we're looking at midfielders. We're looking at people that could come in and do the job once Paul Pogba's left. Yes, we've got Donny. Yes, we've got McTominay. Matic is ageing. He's not going to be here forever. Fred's a really great option. But I think it's fair to say we need a proper player here. We need a proper player. Whether that's a Kante or an Ndidi, or hopefully some uncovered gem that you can just that you can put into the side, you know. So this is interesting. Thank you very much for that update there, Matt Rush. Duncan Castle's reporting that Manchester United have opened discussions over the potential January transfer of Ecuador international Moises Caicedo. Thank you very much for that, Matty Rushmeister. And also, of course, Manchester United signed Kai Rooney, didn't we? Wayne Rooney on his son signing for Manchester United. He says, I'm a proud dad. He went in for a trial and he's impressed the coaches. He had other options, but he decided he wanted to sign with Manchester United. It was his decision, not mine. So that's very interesting, isn't it? Fair play to him. In fact, I could just show you the audio here really quick.
He's been working hard. He obviously got to the States with us and continue with his football. And he went in on a trial with Manchester United and he's impressed the coaches. Yeah, he signed his bond yesterday, so not delighted for him.
Nice. So 11-year-old Kai Rooney. Wayne Rooney's not got. Maybe he has got a little bit better at speaking. Do you remember Wayne Rooney was a teenager, interviewed after games? He'd be like, obviously, you know, bless him, you know what I mean? But anyway, good lad, Wayne Rooney there. Kai Rooney's son has signed for Manchester United. This was yesterday, 11 years of age. That maybe one for the future. It'd be fantastic if we could have another Rooney doing bits for Man United in about 6 or 7 years' time, wouldn't it? Okay then. So what were we talking about before that? I got slightly. That's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. Paul Pogba in January, probably not going to happen. Maybe in the summer we'll be seeing him gone. It's also understood that Manchester United are considering cutting Tahith Chong's loan deal short. So Tahith Chong has been playing over for Werder Bremen in in Germany, of course, and there is it's understood that Manchester United are sort of dissatisfied with his development at Werder Bremen. There, he understood that he needed a loan to go somewhere and get some experience and game time, but it's not quite happening for him over there at Werder Bremen. It's not been the success that many thought it would be. The young Dutchman could return to Manchester United during the transfer window. So it's understood that United and Werder Bremen, both Werder Bremen and United, had expected more from the loan. And while the Bundesliga side want to give Chong more time, the situation is a little more critical in England. Some at the Premier League side are dissatisfied with Chong's development in Germany, and the club don't see a stay behind the winter as carved in stone. So we might be calling Tahith Chong back from loan as well. Rushmano thinks Chong will be sold. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him really breaking into United's team. We talk about players like some of the youngsters coming through. If Angel Gomez couldn't get in the team and he had to leave, I don't see how Tahith Chong's going to get in the team. He's never really looked that good. He looked all right at the start of his loan move against Werder Bremen actually, but he's a decent prospect. What do you guys think? Is Tahith Chong ever going to make it at Manchester United? Yes or no? My gut would tell me he's not, and he probably will be sold like you suggest there, Rushmano. Get rid of James, says CCR 2971. Well, he's probably going out on loan in January, actually, mate, hopefully. Hey, guys, we've got 120 of you guys in here. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on this transfer update. We're going to be bringing these daily videos back every single day, keeping you guys up to date with all the latest goings on in the transfer window to do with Manchester United. So make sure you get involved regularly. I'll keep you up to date with the latest news. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified when we post and we go live on this channel also. And smash that thumbs up, lads and lasses. Shamir Qureshi says it's difficult to show yourself off when you only get 5-minute cameos. Hell of a left foot. Give him time. Fair one, yes. I mean, look, I'm not ruling him out completely. In fact, in the pre-season last summer, I was quite impressed with him, but he just didn't really take any of the opportunities he was given in the first team by Solskjaer, to be fair. Lee Wesley says, when Chong comes back, loan him out abroad again. Seaborn Glacius, yes, James Garner is an excellent talent. Maybe we should be calling him back and getting him in the team. I kind of agree with you on that one, mate. I think he's a good player. AMC Dougie Fresh says, Chong would be faster if he trimmed his hair. Well, it never did Rude Hood it any harm, did it? How's it going, Mohammed Zahidi? Yeah, Lee Wesley says Chong and Gomez are not good enough for United. That's the overriding feeling I've got about both of them as well. How's it going, Dizzy Red Devil? How you doing, Mohammed? How you doing, Ellie? Ice Queen Games, John Deans. Haven't done that yet, John Deans. Hassan Akhtar, what's going on, Hassan? It's great to have you all in here. Thank you very much. So, yeah, so maybe we'll be seeing Tahith Chong come back on in the January transfer window. Not too crazy about that. I can't see him getting in the team or anything like that. But then again, if you're going to loan out the likes of Dan James, Lingard, maybe you might see a feature occasionally from Tahith Chong in the side. You never know. So there you go. United linked with a few players. We were linked with Caicedo, Moises Caicedo, 19-year-old Malian player who currently plays for... No, sorry. He's not Malian. He's Ecuadorian. I apologise. He's Ecuadorian. It's Yves Bissouma who's Malian. My bad. Yves Bissouma. We're also linked with Yves Bissouma from Brighton and Hove Albion. So there's a couple of players we're linked with in January, none of which really excite me or entice me at all. The one player, who's the one player that you would like to see Manchester United sign in January? The one player I think Manchester United could realistically sign, which again probably won't happen until the summer because it's understood he's got a release clause that becomes active in the summer. But look, as that time runs out, the likelihood that the club would accept it would increase. And that player is Upamecano. No, not Mbappe, Hassan Akhtar. I mean, that would be fantastic. Don't get me wrong. In an ideal world, we'd get Ronaldo or Mbappe or something like that. But in a realistic world, I would like to see us go out there and get a centre-back, because that is the problem area of our team. Who's a good centre-back, good young centre-back with lots of potential and ability right now that can improve and maybe boss it and turn into one of the world's best? Upamecano, my friends. Deo Upamecano. Deo! Dale Upamecano comes and our backline's improved. That would be the situation if we got him, I think. He would improve our backline. So that's what we should try and do. If we want to have an actual title challenge, if we actually want to mount a challenge for the title this season, then we've got to go for somebody like him who can improve the backline and stop the problem area in the team from committing problems and creating problems for Manchester United, I should say, like Lindelof and Maguire. All they seem to do is create problems for them. Sure, you get a good game from them every now and again. Of course you bloody do. But most of the time, or at least half of the time, or even if it's some of the time, it's way too much of the time, they create errors and cost us games. And it's not going to cost us points. Alaba says, Kayam, yes, that'd be a fantastic one if we can make that happen. Yes, Lynette Giggs would like to see Upamecano as well. Thank you, Rush Mano as well. Rushy, he sent me a little update here on Rojo. Everybody, please do us a favour. Follow Matt United 20 on Twitter as well, and United Transfers also for your latest updates from Matty Rushmano. He's a bloody legend. Thank you so much for keeping us up to date with the latest stuff going on here. There's a little update on Marcus Rojo here, another player, of course, that is just languishing at Manchester United. You know, Sheffield United are looking at Marcus Rojo. 2 Spanish clubs have registered inquiries, but it's understood Rojo would prefer to stay in England. That's been reported by The Athletic. Thank you very, very, very much for that, Rushmani, for the update on Marcus Rojo. So, yes, he's a player I'd like to see out of the club sooner rather than later. To be honest, he's just surplus to requirements. He's another Phil Jones type player that's just on decent money and it's not really justified it and isn't really going to play at all. So these players, Jones, Rojo, we should look to loan them out, should look to get rid of them. Transfer would be fantastic to Sheffield United or a loan or something like that. The facts are these players are on big money and they're not playing. They just cost us money and they're just effectively just a black hole that we are putting money into. And that's no good. So even if you do have to pay 50% of his wages to have Phil Jones or Rojo go and play for somebody else, I say that's better than paying them 100% of their wages to do nothing. So it's on these players whether they want to go out on loan and play for another team. But yes, absolutely, Rojo would be a good player to get out. George White says, let's party. Bernard Dean says, big up, pig. How's it going, Bernard Dean? I hope you're good. Yes, maybe you're right, Ricky Swift. Rojo's better than Lindelof and Maguire. Maybe you're actually right, dude. I think Smalling was probably a better option as well. If you look at Smalling's experience and how he's doing in Serie A, yes, it's not as intense. Yes, it's not the Premier League. But it's you know, he's doing a good job out there, Chris Smalling, and I think he would have probably done a better job for us this season. You obviously can't say this, but there's been times in the past when Chris Smalling's been a calamity for us as well. That's why we didn't want him. That's why he's surplus to requirements, because he's not been good enough. But actually, when you look at the overall picture of defenders that United have, we should probably not have got rid of Chris Smalling, guys. Hassan Akhtar says, cheeky bid for Varane. I would love to see it, but the only problem, Hassan, that I've got with these big bids for big players, I just don't see it happening because look at our board. They don't really want to spend the money. Instead of getting Sancho in the summer, which we had negotiations over the summer with, we went and got Cavani on a free transfer at the end of it. Now, to get Varane, to get a top quality player, to get a Cristiano Ronaldo, to get anybody like that, you're going to have to spend big, both in terms of wages and in fees and that kind of stuff. And I just don't think we want to do that right now. It has been a bad year, obviously, financially for every football club. But aside from that, I just think they like to milk this club for what they can, and they're not really truly wanting to invest that sort of money in the team. So I think they'd rather do a different transfer model, which they've shown since Solskjaer's been manager, rather than go in and buy in these massive name players for huge money, which we've done a couple of times, to be fair, like with Maguire. I hate to say it, but we spent 80 million on that guy. So that's no chump change. We spent 50 million on Aaron Wan-Bissaka, another 50 or 60 million on Bruno. So it's not like we've spent chump change, to be fair, on certain players. But if you look at the type of player we signed, usually they're players that are ready to step up to a next level. They're coming from a lesser team, or they're young, and they're coming to step up. They're not necessarily this big, ready-made player that's come in there. Like we tried that under Jose Mourinho. We got Alexis Sanchez in, this type of stuff. It didn't work. So I think Woodward and the board and everyone at United are a bit reluctant to go and gamble and try and do that again. Not that it would really be a gamble for Varane. I just don't think they've got the ambition to try and get this club to be challenging for the title. Truly, I don't. I think they're happy to have a competitive for top four, and they're basically they're sort of spending what they have to, and they're planning for the future. They're doing it very smartly, don't get me wrong. They do want to win the league, but they're not prepared to take any shortcuts to win in the league. They're prepared to play the long game. They're prepared to stick with Solskjaer, who's going to be given a bit of money and time, I think, as long as he's doing a good enough job. And then he's going to get young players. They're going to sign it. We saw Manchester United sign a heck of a lot of young players last season, and last summer transfer window, in fact. Young 16, 17-year-old players. We signed another couple of 18-year-olds. Diallo's coming in January. And we're also in talks now to sign a player from Celta Vigo, actually. Another young lad, which I'll just talk about for a moment here. So Manchester United are in negotiations with Celta Vigo youngster Stefan Bajkovic. No, I've messed that up. Stefan Bajketic over a move to Old Trafford. It's according to La Voz de Galicia, who say that the 16-year-old complete his move to Manchester United in the near future. They're reporting that he could soon leave the Spanish club, Celta Vigo, with Manchester United, and talks taking place between Manchester United and the player, who could become a destination for him. So the newspaper is saying basically that there's a predisposition on both sides for the transfer to take place, but his agent, Javier Villaverde, is insistent that the deal will not be finalised unless compensation can be fixed for Celta. So here's another young player that Manchester United are trying to sign. So what you've seen, the pattern take place, so certainly over the last 6 months, is we haven't invested too much in big name experienced players. We've invested quite a bit in some young talents, 16-year-olds and stuff like that, which in a few years' time might be the next crop of, the next golden generation of players for Manchester United, the next class of 92, so to speak. I think that's what they're going for. They're trying to do it in the long term, and that's why they're signing all these young players as well, and that's why we haven't plugged the holes in the first team that we should have plugged, because they're not prepared to spend the money and shortcut our ascent up the table, in my opinion. But he's a good young player. He's a defender. He's made 2 appearances for Celta Vigo. He's 16 years of age. Actually, no, he plays for their B team. So he was part of your club's youth ranks and appears to have impressed someone enough that Manchester United are pushing to secure his signature. So that's the latest start on another young player there. I don't know anything about him. He's a 16-year-old defender, Bajketic. So there you go. It fits that whole bill of Man United trying to sign younger players for the future. Nice one. Can I have a sip of your drink, bro, says Jack Burke. Absolutely, my friend. Come and get it. Liverpool FC comments, Spurs will drop away. After Christmas, it always happens. Definitely Liverpool FC, mate. 100% Spurs are the ultimate bottle job. They've never won out. They've never won the Champions League. They've never won the Premier League. Of course they're going to bottle it, my son. Dave Whitford says, how are you, Mr. Pigmate? I'm good, Dave Whitford. How the devil are ye? I hope you're doing well. Thank you, everyone who's watching this stream and getting in here. We're back with the daily transfer videos. We will be doing daily updates with all the latest goings on surrounding Manchester United in the build up to January. Lots and lots of news today, as we've covered it, as we've gone through it all. There's lots of news. If there's any breaking news later as well, we'll get on that and get back on here. If not, there'll just be a FIFA video tonight, lads and lasses. But these videos are going to be coming back every day around about 4 p.m. and every day around about 9 p.m. as well. So make sure you get involved with these daily videos if you want to be kept up to date with a no bullshit way, because we've got some fantastic sources here, guys. We're not going to just tell you, oh, Sancho's 90% done and any of this clickbait shit, to be honest with you. We're not going to tell you any of that bollocks. We will tell you the news, the latest happenings, the goings on, the speculation, because that's what a lot of this is. You have to understand in the transfer window, how many players were Manchester United linked with in the summer? We were monitoring everyone. We are Monitor FC. A couple of signings did materialise. Cavani, we got Donny van de Beek. We definitely signed players, but we were linked to the world and his dog. So you have to understand, we will cover it in the way that is as open and transparent as possible. We're not going to try and mislead you and say, oh, this guy's going to be signing for Manchester United, done deal, here he comes. No, that's not going to be happening until it's done and dusted, my friends. But what we will keep you up to date with is all the latest goings on in the transfer window, what players are linked where, with Manchester United, who's going to be going out. Whenever somebody is transferred out of the club, obviously we'll do a update, breaking news video on it. When somebody is signed, we'll talk about that. If there's discussions, if there's players, you know, we're going to be covering all of the transfer information on this channel. But at the same time, don't expect any clickbait bullshit on this channel where we say this player's done, this player's coming in, this player's got a medical when they don't. Just understand that. Thank you so much. No bollocks, says Honey Badger. Absolutely, that is the main takeaway from this, to be fair. Hey, we're nearly at 100 likes on the stream. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button yet, please do smash that like. It will show YouTube that you're enjoying what we're doing and give us a boost up on the algorithm. So smash that thumbs up if you have not done so already. And like I say, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and get involved. I scored an overhead bicycle kick, but won't get me into a club, says Asanata. I don't know what we're talking about now, but fair play to you. Jonathan Gallagher, Liverpool FC said in Mane, we have more trophies as well. Absolutely. AMC Dougie Fresh says good stuff. Oh, I'm Tamarindo. Why you got to come in here and put that evil on me, mate? That watermelon sugar high evil on me, mate. No, we're not going to get into that right now. Okay then, lads and lasses, I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the latest news and then we will probably bring a close to this video. But thank you very, very much for everyone that's gone in there. I hope this gives you a good understanding of what's going on in the transfer window and the latest movements with Manchester United in terms of acquisitions and potential departures at this football club in the lead up to the January window. That's the idea anyway. So, just to give you a breakdown of what we covered in this video, if you're just joining us, then I will give you a rundown. But Roby Manuel comments and says, Amad Diallo will walk in and know that he's been the best right wing at the club. Start him, Ollie. Well, maybe. He's got great potential. He does look like a good young player, but I think it would be a bit too much for him too soon. I don't know if you can start him right now, but certainly I'd bring him off the bench and give him chances ahead of people like Dan James and Lingard, 100%, and see what he can do. And if he can step up and perform, then get his way into the team, fantastic. I'd definitely give him some chances, Roby Manuel, but I don't know if he's going to walk in and be a starter, to be perfectly honest with you. But I hope so, Roby. I hope he's good enough. Oh, thank you, Rushmano. We've got another update from Rushimano here. Thank you very, very much, dude. Sergio Romero update. Fantastic. Okay, here's another player that was linked, obviously, with a move away in the summer. We did the dirty on him in the summer, to be honest, and we didn't let him go. It was understood he was going to be moving to, who was it? It was Southampton. I can't remember now. It was another club that was interested in him. Was it Aston Villa? But it didn't materialise because we wanted a little bit more. No, it was Everton. It was Everton, wasn't it? That's right. Everton, we didn't want to give him to a rival and strengthen them or something like that because they were doing well at the start of the season. Anyway, Sergio Romero is poised to leave Manchester United when the January transfer window opens. Negotiations are ongoing with an unnamed Spanish club over a loan that would cover the remainder of the goalkeeper's contract at Old Trafford, which is reported by The Athletic again. So that's very interesting, Rushman. Thank you so much for the update there. Sergio Romero is another player that could be loaned out in the January transfer window. So there's 4 players now that are looking likely to maybe go out on loan. There's Lingard, possibly Brandon Williams, and possibly Daniel James as well. And Sergio Romero, you can add to that list now as well. Maybe Marcus Rojo. The list goes on. We've still got a lot of players that need to leave this football club, which I think goes to show you just how well Solskjaer's actually done. Because think about all the surplus to requirements cash that's at this football club that Solskjaer's got to manage the personalities of behind the scene and not let affect the rest of the squad and all that kind of stuff. So I think Solskjaer's done a brilliant job with considering all the rough players we've got at our club. But yeah, Sergio Romero, add it to the list. We've done Sergio Romero dirty. We should have let him go, guys. I say let him go on a free. Hey, the Saint, how the devil are ye? Hope you're doing good, the Saint, man. Thank you for getting in here. Yes, lad, one of the channel member legends. Gungshi comments, we should definitely let Sergio go if he wants. He's been nothing but loyal and professional for us over the years. Absolutely, he's the definition of it, isn't he? He's always been a classy individual. He's always performed when asked upon. And he has had a good run in the team at times, that Europa League campaign, etc. He's had a good run in the team. He's been a useful backup for us and done his work, as you say, professionally and never thrown his toys out the pram or anything. Even recently, when we stitched him up last day of the transfer window and didn't let him leave, it was his missus that have come out and had a bloody hairdryer treatment go and let it loose, whereas it wasn't him. So I personally think he's a professional. He's a consummate professional. We should do right by him and let him go wherever he wants to go, to be honest. Yeah, Dizzy Red Devil says, I feel bad for Sergio. He deserves better. He's been a good player for us. He seems like a nice lad, and we've done dirty by him. So yeah, he wants to go and play football, clearly. Now, he's happy to be a backup, but he's only happy to be a backup for a big club that's going to give him game time in cup competitions and stuff like that. He doesn't want to be third choice. He's happy being second choice at a big club, basically. Or in my opinion, what he should do is go and be the first choice keeper at a lesser club. You know, whoever, you know, one of the lesser teams in the Premier League or abroad, go and play for a lesser club. Go and get game time every single week. Be the main number one man. He's good enough. If you're Argentina's number one, you know, have been over the years, why are you not going to be playing, you know, why are you not going to be playing regularly or wanting to play regularly? I don't get it. I guess it's good to be part of a smaller piece of a bigger puzzle, if you know what I mean. Like with Manchester United, he is a Europa League champion, Sergio Romero. He wouldn't be a Europa League champion if he was playing for, you know, Sheffield United or somebody like that, to be fair to him. So, yeah, I can understand why he would maybe want to be at a big club. It's maybe suits him. I don't know. Thank you, Shazad Ahmed. Thank you, Kayam. Really appreciate it. Yeah, nice one. Tommy Hambo, hey, what's going on? He says, hey, Flying Pig, it's Lord Casper 93, now changed to Tommy Hambo. Nice one, Tommy Hambo. Great to see you. Thank you for letting us know. I give super chats. Fair play, Pavel. Fair enough, Pavel. Koshi says Romero is still a really good keeper. Well, if you're new to the channel, Pavel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Yeah, we give you the latest updates on the news with no bullshit on this channel anyway. We're not like that clickbait melt channel. Fair enough if you like that clickbait melt channel, but we're not like that clickbait melt channel. Anyway, let's get on it. Dizzy Red Devil send Sergio to LA Galaxy. Yeah, there you go. That would be fantastic for the lad. Thank you, Pacer. Appreciate you. Lee Wesley thinks Romero is better than De Gea. Well, in terms of consistency over the last few years, I'd have to say that he's been more consistent than De Gea. Whenever he's been called upon, he's done a very, very good job indeed. Right then, there you go. I'm going to give you the rundown, guys, of the latest news and everything. By the way, thank you. We smashed 100 likes on the stream. Get in there, you beauties. Come on, my son. Where are you? Let's be having you. Thank you so much for smashing the thumbs up on the video. Right, just to give you the very quick rundown of everything we've talked about for anybody who's getting in here, and then we will finish the stream. But let's get on with it then. So, at the top of the stream, Fabrizio Romano, he tweeted out that Amad Diallo has finally received his passport. The deadlines have been respected. He will fly to Manchester in January to complete his move to Man United. 25 million euros plus 50 million euros add-ons to Atalanta. Great stuff. Sheffield United are understood to be interested in bringing Jesse Lingard in a January loan move with obviously Jesse Lingard out of favour and not getting many appearances. We're also understood to be interested in Yves Bissouma, as are Liverpool and Monaco, and a couple of Spanish teams are monitoring the Brighton midfielder Yves Bissouma. Dan James is being reported to maybe be going out to Leeds United on loan in January as well. So that's another thing possible. Oh my goodness me, £25 super chat from Rush Mano. Thank you so much for the super chat there, Rush. You bloody legend, man. Thank you very, very much. He says, support the pig. Great show. Thank you, Rush Mano, mate. That's very, very kind of you, mate. That means a lot. Really appreciate that, man. And everybody get a love heart in there for Rush Mano. That's too kind of you, man. Thank you very, very much. Right then. Okay. Since moving... Pavel says, why do you hate Goldbridge? I mean, I don't hate Goldbridge. I don't hate anybody. I just don't really think he's that good of a dude. And I also think he's a clickbait merchant. And I think he misleads a lot of the fan base. And I don't like to mislead the fan base. You know, we're as fans, you shouldn't be told one thing and then it not materialise, whether it's this player signing for your football club. And then when it doesn't happen, you're just inviting a lot of negativity from opposition fans. And also, I just think that a lot of the stuff they say over on that channel is just for clicks. It's just sensationalism. It's just to get a reaction. I don't even think they believe half the stuff that they say, to be honest. I really don't. But anyway, that's just my opinion on that. I'm not getting into that. This is our own channel, guys. We've gone over that shit ton of times. But if people ask, obviously, it's hard for me not to say and give you my thoughts and opinions. But it is a gash. Anyway. There you go. Anyway, Faloki Udi says, Pig, how do I send money? Well, there should be a $1 super chat sign in the bottom right hand corner, or you can click the link in the description if you want a PayPal donation over anyway. The Saint says, nailed it. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, it's a great clickbait strategy, Pavo, to be fair, but it doesn't, that just because it's a big channel getting lots of clicks doesn't mean it's a genuine channel that's gonna really do right by the fan base. In my opinion, it's just a way to generate cash. So if you think that's good, fair play to you, Pavel. I personally don't think it's good. I think clickbait like that is terrible, especially if it's taking advantage over the fan base, which I'm a part of, the Manchester United fans. So that's my opinion on it anyway. Okay then, thank you very, very much, everybody. Appreciate you getting in here tonight. Thank you, Rush Mano, for that super chat as well, you bloody legend. Dan James may be out on loan to Leeds. Manchester United interested in signing centre-back youngster Celta Vigo ace Stefan Bajcetic, 16 years of age, which is something that's ongoing. Also, Brandon Williams, possible loan out to Bayer Leverkusen or maybe Southampton or Newcastle, also interested. Manchester United will have to wait until the summer to get rid of Paul Pogba. That's also understood, with Juventus likely to not want to bring him in January with some financial obligations and things like that not wrapped up and sorted out until the summer. Alex Rincon, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat, dude. Get in there, Rincon. He says, cheers, pig. Dude, Alex Rincon, thank you so much for the support there, mate. And getting in here with that level of belief. Thank you very much, dude. I appreciate you, Alex. You're a legend, Alex Rincon. Thank you very much. Gunshi says, PayPal, pig. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate that. Let me check that out as well. Guys, thank you so much for the support there, man. Really appreciate it. Oh, Gunshi as well. He sent 25 bones over. Get in there, Gungers. Thank you so much, Gunshi. He says, support the pig's larder. Dude, thank you so much, Gunshi, mate. Really appreciate you. Matty Rush and Alex Rincon and Gunshi doing the bits out there today. Thank you so much there, Gunshi, you bloody legend. Much love to you, man. I hope you're doing well over in Taiwan, dude. And yes, are you going to sleep soon, Gungshi, or are you going to be around a bit later for some FIFA Actione? Let us know. But thank you so much, Gungshi. Much love to you. Let's get some love hearts in the live chat for Gungshi, Rushy, Alex Rincon, etc. And everyone else as well who's in here. It's not just about the super chatters. You know, what we do is we talk, we obviously debate and discuss all the latest goings on. We let everybody have their voice on this channel as well. You know, whether we've got the same opinions or different opinions, we'll give everybody a platform on this channel. You don't have to super chat into for me to read your comments out. You know, I will read your comments out regardless. That's how we do it. We always will do on this channel. So that's it. What we're trying to do on this channel is cover Manchester United in a no bullshit way. Simple as that. No nonsense, no bullshit, no clickbait. Fook the lot of them. Asan Actor says, can I be mod? I can put you on the mod list, Asan Actor. Yeah, we've got a mod list, to be fair. Which I could put you on if you want to be mod. We don't need any new mods right now. Shazad was added as a mod last night, only really because, well, not only because he's obviously a legend of the channel and he's been around a long time as well, but he was added because we didn't have any mods active last night when we were doing the FIFA stream in the wee hours of the morning. But I don't want it to get to this stage where we've got too many mods during the day or for any videos at one time. So, but I will add you to the list, Asan Akhtar, mate. Yeah, don't you worry. I'll see you there, Asan. I see you getting in here regularly, lad. I see you being a legend. So don't worry. You know, you're on the list, lad, but it's a long list. So don't feel bad if a few people get in there before you, man. Gungshi says, can't sleep yet. Had a painful procedure at the hospital today, so I'm just trying to unwind. Love seeing the pig go live and hanging with the BB. Absolutely. What a community this is, Gungshi. You're damn right. And everybody, can we get some more love hearts in there for Gungshi? I'm sorry to hear you had a painful procedure, Gungshi. I hope it's gone okay, though, and I hope you're, resting up and healing up well, my friend, and just much love to you, Gungshi. That's all I can say. I love you, Gungshi. Nikakilios Kalispera to you, man. Falake Udu, yes, lad. Kimpa Delagucci says, you're a legend, pig. Right back at you, Kimpa. Nikakilios Kalispera, lad. I hope you're doing well anyway. Lee Wesley, Jordan Purchell, career mode tonight. Probably ultimate team tonight, to be fair, because it's FUT champs. I was thinking about doing the career mode, but I don't know. We're going to be bringing back the daily transfer videos. We're going to be bringing what's going on with the green screen here, guys? It's pissing me off. Always having green screen issues. Anyway, it's when I get close, isn't it? Anyway, we will be back tomorrow with another transfer update for you. That's what we're going to plan on doing. We're going to ramp it up to January. When there's news, obviously, we'll cover it on this channel. So I'll give you the updates and the latest goings-on in the inner workings of the club. Thank you, Asan Akhtar, Falake Udu, Shazad Ahmed, Dizzy Red Devil, The Saint, Nick Achilleos, Jonathan Gallagher, Honey Badger, Scujo Wan, John Deans, Pavel Matrowski, after 30 years, Scouts has stole our title. Gunshi, it was just an MRI scan, but it took over an hour. I can get severe pain if I can't move. Oh, fair play to you, Gunshi, man. That sounds, yeah, oh, I know what you mean, claustrophobic, and oh my goodness me. The Saint, plenty of members in here, spot on The Saint. Gianta Bora with those member emojis, get in. Kayam says, what time, pig? I don't know yet, Kayam, actually. I'm not going to lie, because I've got to do a lot of games tonight, because we've got to qualify for the FUT Challenge first. We're not quite there. So I don't know, it might be an earlier one. We might do 2 different episodes, I don't know yet. Keep a lookout on the channel though, lads and lasses. Nice one for Larke. Yes, my Instagram account is Flying Pig United. We'll do Dizzy Red Devil. Thank you, Shazad Ahmed. Thank you, Gungshi. You're a bloody legend. Have a great day. Roshmano, same to you. Thanks for all the transfer news and updates. Once again, follow Matt United 20 on Twitter. Bernal Dean says, keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Pavel had an MRI last month. It isn't pleasant. Oh, man, Pavel, yeah. I know what you're saying. I've never had one of those, but I know what the process is, and it doesn't sound very fun. Thank you, Berber, as well, you legend. Nick Achilleos, see you tonight. Dizzy Red Devil, Pavel, Jonathan Gallagher, Lee Wesley, Honey Badger, Primo, Rushman. That's going to be it for the episode tonight, lads and lasses. But once again, thank you so much for getting in here and watching this stream. Really appreciate all of you bloody legends. Oh shit, I haven't got my member rundown updated. I'll sort that out for the next video, guys. We're just going to end this stream. But shout out to all the members of the Baker Brigade. Honestly, thank you very much for helping us out. And all the non-members as well who watch and get involved. The best way you can support this channel is by smashing the thumbs up on it, giving these videos a share, interacting with myself and everyone else in the community, and just being an upstanding citizen of the community. What is with this green screen? All right then, lads and lasses, that's going to be it. Shazad, Aaron Homeyard, The Saint, Nanette Giggs, Rema Ishmael Gunshire. I hope I gave you enough information there and kept you up to date with all the latest news in terms of potential signings for United in January, potential departures for United in January, and we will keep you up to date with the breaking news as and when it happens. All right then, lads and lasses, I'll see you later for a bit of FIFA Actione. Thank you so much for watching this stream. Subscribe if you're new, smash the like, and I will see you on the next one. Falake Udu says, please don't go. Please don't go. Asan, Poisonous Nut, Aaron, Shazad, I gotta go, unfortunately. Gungshi, have a great day, mate. Rest up, son. Rushy, everyone, thank you for watching. Rincon, take it easy. Have a good one. This is The Pig. I'll see you later. Come back after this video is finished and let me know in the not live comments which players you would like to see Manchester United sign in January, which players you'd like to see go out in January, whether it's a loan or a transfer. Michael Karko, have a good one. Shazad Ahmed, Gunshi, that's it from me. Take it easy. This is The Pig. You've been watching Fly Pig United. Keep a lookout for upcoming videos. Daily transfer videos we'll be doing up until January, and also the FIFA later on tonight. See you later on. Have a good one. Take it easy and come on, United.